And I still be getting like intentionally inflicted, and it pretty much is like a catalyst, and it pretty much like triggers me to voice my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? When it happens, it's just like a trigger. You know what I'm saying? They use it whenever. I mean, I guess when truth becoming manifest and everybody can see everything, then that's normally the time they try to trigger me. Well, it worked in this case because what I want to say with this segment is, pretty much, yeah, man, I'm as far as the persecution on my life, I speak about the things that I've seen happen in my life, the pain I've been going through since like 2014, 13, 14, all the way to now. You feel me? I couldn't care less about, what I'm saying, all these, like as far as like people, it's this thing where they use titles to justify crime. I'm talking about things that I witnessed and that's happened in my life long before, let's say these times look anything like they do today. You feel me? Long before anything look like it does today. I prove that, it's a racial hate crime on my life for racial dominance. The black people that, I don't, it's no information I have for, those who like assist this racial hate crime because they see it, or if they got misled into participating. I don't know, but the agenda that been on my life is generally a racial hate crime, and I'm an eyewitness of the things that transpired, and I exposed, I explained to everybody early, what was happening before it ever got to this point. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like if certain people was involved in it, from 14 to now, which I would know being eyewitness of what I've gone through. If certain people was involved in it, and their titles are being imposed over their crimes, because I'm looking at my damages, what I suffered from as a result of these crimes. That's all I care about. You feel me? I don't see no other way. So if other things are being imposed on me, and the crime or whatever, the evil that they was involved with, they overlooked the situation, then that right there in itself, that shows you that, there's, it was intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain people were aided and abetted into positions and stuff, in order to get away with the murder and crime and stuff. So it showed that it's a racial, it's a racial hate crime, and it's an agenda. And it was an organized situation. So that's the situation. So I still get inflicted, man. Like, I mind my business. I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Just like everybody else. But the only difference is I got these people trying to cover up this crime, and they just harassing me and trailing me day and night everywhere I go. And I'm like, well, the whole country and the whole world know, and they still here. So I'm like, well, man, we got a massive situation there, But me personally, I'm not compromising at all. You know what I'm saying? Because legally and because of my testimony, it showed the truth and everything. So there ain't no reason whatsoever that I should have to compromise anything. You feel me? And then they know that, so they have no legal or any other kind of right to, to destroy me, but to, help these artists have dominance. Because the time I create ideas, they steal them. While my life is being attacked, I'm being claimed for, fatally, and covertly, and simultaneously to, my style being assimilated and things. So all this is happening at the same time, and then when that's not happening, I'm being intellectually harassed with the psychological warfare that they use inflicting me, and always, like they send me messages and, constantly trying to like hint towards me, that, I don't belong to be in society. When I was born here, and that's been the situation the whole time. They say they don't believe I'm a part of society. There's no reason for them to think that, but there's certain people in the world that, they justify, racism with nationalism. That's just reality. The situation escalating because at this point, there's still no justice made when as much information been disclosed to the public as it's been. Instead, I'm the one being antagonized when my testimony prevents any forms of antagonism. My testimony, in its entirety, it prevents any form of antagonism. I prove that the only reason why I'm under scrutiny is because artists, wanted my style, my ideas and things. And then, I just spoke briefly about it today, early before 4 days this morning. I was talking about it. These influential figures, this whole situation was organized, man. It was premeditated. That's why you got these influential figures that they took action and did things to my life in order to graft themselves to me as to be stumbling blocks to me. You know what I'm saying? Before I can speak. Now, as much information has been disclosed to the public, if any of it is possible right now, then the country, I'm Elijah, and I declare the country 100% antichrist forever and anti-God forever. For any reason that any of this stuff can be perpetuated at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because so much been disclosed to the public for so long that it's impossible. The only reason this can still be happening is if everybody wanted to. That's the only way that's the only way I can think of. It's impossible, you know, it's impossible for any of these things to be happening, you know. It's unfair, you know, it ain't no fair fight. You know, they've been framing me, staging, pre-organized. You know, I mean, you even got people who, the only reason why they dated was just to stop and be up, you know, be an disruption to my purpose or my talent. You know, that's how deep the situation is. So it's a premeditated, long-standing situation. It was organized. All the slanders, all that, I didn't even know that I was being slandered, or I didn't know about it. All of that is going to ignore in order to, you know, persecute me anyway. They have no resolution for, you know, this situation because they meant for it to result in death and destruction. They meant for the disinvention to work instantly. But they didn't account for God. Now, I'm doing the work of God, and they're trying to steal and rob God. And I call things what it is, and they antagonize me for it. Like, these people trying to steal, you know what I'm saying? Like, they steal concepts, ideas, and things that I invent and originate. And then, you know, they try to take my life in secret, you know, bombard me with a flurry of violent attacks. You know, they got connections to, like, highest parts of society, so they get away with murder, you know, and, you know, like it's nothing in plain sight. So they get away with stealing and killing people, you know what I'm saying, like nothing, because they, you know, they directly connected to people in high positions. So that's how they can get away with assimilating and then killing a person, or trying to, every day of a whole month. You know what I'm saying? With absolutely no kind of recognition of what they doing or nothing. Acting as if nothing happened. It's like my whole entire witness is going ignored by the country. You know what I'm saying? I've been fighting for my life the whole time. 7 years, over 7 years. Whatever happening now is that, you know, it's in collusion with what was happening 7 years ago. It's all the same situation. It's a hidden agenda. Because I know what I've been through already. So I know the nature of what I'm going through now. And I know what I've already been through. And I know from what I'm going through now, you know what I'm saying, what was happening then. I understand better. So, but that's a situation though. You know, it's not a fair situation at all. It's not a fair fight. Heavily persecuted for doing the will of God. So my ideas is, you know, skills, aesthetics, and everything get stolen, and then why it's scrutiny on me, why it's simultaneously why it's happening, but it ain't helping me though. It's trying to harm me. All different circumstances, the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? Then they use the microchip thing to try to trigger me, inflict me, torture me for no reason. They're lying, implying lies. And that's life as I know it, you know.